Hello everyone. Here is Jack, narrating the motion picture HaLoWeEn EnDs. The survey of the 2018 reboot of HaLoWeEn, that the group behind the film didn't truly comprehend what made the primary film a work of art. Not to be that person, but rather on the off chance that the jumbled HaLoWeEn kills didn't demonstrate me right, the puzzling HaLoWeEn finishes unquestionably does. What's so odd about this genuinely peculiar continuation is that it's not difficult to respect its wide swings at accomplishing something else with a set of three nearer, yet Green and his group can't sort out some way to marry their certain desire to something cognizant. Similar as the analysis of the famously troublesome HaLoWeEn 3, Time of the Witch, and a portion of the construction is deliberately a sign of approval for that redirection from the Michael Myers equation, HaLoWeEn finishes, is scarcely a HaLoWeEn film. As opposed to straightforwardly end what was set up in the past film, it presents another main bad guy, and invests an excessive lot of energy in a crazy youthful romantic tale. However, it needs to return to Laurie stepped, Jamie Lee Curtis, regardless of whether the last confrontation has been depleted of any urge to get going by the tangled course these movies took to arrive. It likewise doesn't help that we as a whole realize that the title of this film is obviously false. There will be another HaLoWeEn film someplace from now on, which will make this considerably a greater amount of an odd digression throughout the entire existence of a loathsomeness legend. In spite of the fact that HaLoWeEn stops likely doesn't sound as energizing. As opposed to get after the mayhem of the last movie that left Judy Greer's Karen Nelson dead, a moronic decision that actually pesters me, HaLoWeEn Closures opens in 2019 with another person named Corey Cunningham, the out-and-out terrible Rowan Campbell, inadequately coordinated to a dull presentation. He's keeping an eye on a youngster in Haddonfield who's somewhat terrified by all the homicide in and out of town. At the point when the youngster chooses to pull a trick on Corey, it brings about a mishap that leaves the little scoundrel dead, transforming Corey into an outcast. After 3 years, Laurie is chipping away at her diary, taking into consideration an excessive amount of voiceover about the idea of malicious whatnot, and living with her granddaughter Allison, Andy Matishik. Subsequent to being harassed by a progression of walking band troublemakers, which may be a film first, Corey begins to break, finding Michael Myers in a sewer, where the two essentially become BFFs, releasing brutality all over Haddonfield. The honestly aggressive thought is by all accounts that Detestable isn't simply infamous beasts like Michael Myers, however, could be released in a normal sitter whose life is destroyed by a mishap. Corey winds up essentially contaminated by the Myers malevolent, however Allison can't see his actual wickedness, falling more infatuated with the agonizing lunatic since, indeed, it's a film. To say the romantic tale among Corey and Allison is guaranteed and staggering would be putting it mildly. It's simply shoddy all around. A stunning measure of HaLoWeEn Closures is clumsy with clunkier altering, outlining, and composing than the other two movies, as though the group were employed to make this one as a legally binding prerequisite and were attempting to get past it as fast as could be expected. What's more probable genuine is that Green and his group had a really aggressive film thought regarding the idea of insidiousness and how rough recluses can be made by unfortunate social orders. Be that as it may, they likewise needed to make a HaLoWeEn film. It's the two ideas going back and forth against one another that destroy this film. Which starts promising gets imbecilic, and Green couldn't deal with the specialty of a quality kill, dispatching a few casualties here with surprisingly forgettable tedium. Just a DJ gets a demise worth recollecting. Furthermore, we realize it's all prompting Laurie versus Michael, something that had such commitment in 2018 yet has no power left. On the off chance that this is genuinely the end, it's a cry, not a bang.